Hey guys, thanks for joining me with Learn to Play Games. This is day 2 of Gen Con 2018. I'm with IDW Games and Pete and Dan, the designers of the brand new Turtles. So tell me a little bit about this really cool Turtles game. We got some minis here, we got some new boards. Does this have anything to do with the old one, or?
So it does.
Okay.
The new game is going to be a complete standalone game. While it's taking the base game mechanics,
Okay.
adding to them with new elements, including AI, a cooperative mode. We've dubbed arcade mode.
Oh, nice.
Complete upgrades to all components of the game, sculpts, maps, artwork, new abilities for heroes, new ways to play the villains, new characters all across the board.
This looks absolutely beautiful. As you guys know, the ones of you guys have seen my video, I'm a big fan of the Turtles game, loved the game, and so really interested to see how the mechanics of this work. And keep in mind, again, this is a prototype copy, so this is not the final production. Some of this might change a little bit, and it's going to be great. So let me jump behind the camera, and we'll get you some details on this awesome game.
Okay, so here we've got a setup for a basic mission for a map during Cityfall. We've got Mikey, Old Hob, Slash, and John. They're fighting Hun and the Purple Dragons. So this is based on the AI system, which we've dubbed Arcade Mode, where all of the attacks and defense of the villain characters are all auto-calculated. So instead of strikes, they've got automatic hits, automatic blocks, move, and life is still the same. They all have their own special ability, just like the regular game, but they're more different, specific to arcade mode.
The other thing that we've added into that is a unique targeting system. Rather than a villain-controlled player choosing who the villains attack, it'll be they're moved automatically. So they go directly to the closest hero, followed by, if there is 2 heroes that are within the same range, they follow a targeting priority. Their targeting priority could range from anything from least life to most life, hero with the highest skill, and a wide variety of variables. In terms of new components and mechanics in the game with tokens, we have the introduction of fire tokens, as well as some new fun things that are going to be done with obscuring terrain and smoke tokens as well. Those also possibly with unique abilities to the heroes and villains may be able to be placed to add new terrain in middle of the combat. In terms of sculpts, we've got all new sculpts for both heroes and villains. Very, very highly detailed sculpts, a lot more action involved. We want really dynamic poses for the characters in the middle of action. A good comparison, if you're familiar with Shadows of the Past, would be Donatello. Here, we can show both him with his new pose as well as his old pose. Both excellent poses. If you have Shadows of the Past, you can always reuse your figures as well. There will be some slight scale differences between the two games. The new game will be scaled down in a consistent scaling to one another. Bases are shrunk down as well. There'll be some fun things that will happen with some minion characters, unique movement changes, but that having the smaller base will help. Standing on a car, you don't completely, you're not a Colossus sitting on top of the car anymore. You'll fall in line with the board and have a general overhaul look to the game.
Also to note that Slash here will be at least half size bigger again. So while he looks similar size to Mikey here, this is, like we said, it's just a prototype, but he should be half as big again. Hun also will be much bigger because these are giant characters. Characters like Bebop, Rocksteady, Slash, and Hun to some extent will also, they're big. So they're going to be represented as big characters as well.
Do you want to pull the initiative and tiles as well?
So obviously we've got arcade mode based sheets. On top of that, we have initiative cards. Now these initiative cards is what we use to run the priority of play for the game. So every character has an initiative card. We shuffle the deck and we flip over the card from the top. Hun would have his turn first, followed by Slash, and throw out the deck until we get to the end. Once we're at the end, we gather them back up, we shuffle, we do spawning, and then we redo the action dice as we would normally running the game. Also, another big thing, we have old tiles and we've got new tiles. So the original tiles of the game, while they were cool, we thematically we know we could do better. It's just because the turtles are so full of theme. The original tiles were set in the day, and the turtles, they don't operate during the day. These guys are ninjas, they work at night. It doesn't really make sense thematically for them to be day-based. Here's a comparison of this exact same setup, but with original tiles. Literally, the difference is night and day. No pun intended. The textures are so much better. So even the blocking terrain here, if we move these characters, it actually looks like part of a wall. The turnstiles have some colour. The steps have depth. And the other thing is, we've tried to load up the boards with Easter eggs as well. Only a couple in this tile so far, but we've got the Foot Stinks logo from the side of the party wagon from the original Turtle Band. Channel 6 posters. We're doing whatever we can to bring as much theme into the game as we can, and it's a celebration for anything that's Turtles.
In terms of new mechanics for the heroes as well, all of our favorite heroes are going to have new abilities. We're not getting rid of any of the old abilities. They didn't unlearn anything as time's gone on, but they have learned some new tricks. Focusing on one here for Donatello, 10-foot pole +1. If you've ever played a Turtles arcade, you know Donatello's the best because he's got the reach. He can stand back and he can hit enemies and never have to worry about getting into harm's way. We've added an ability. It's a free ability. While this card's active, Donnie's melee range is increased by 1. So he can actually step back and still make that melee range from 2 spaces away.
Now, Michelangelo, he's got a skateboard now. He also, being the most agile character in the game, he never had a leap ability. So it seemed like he needed a leap, and he's also riding a pretty cool skateboard. So we gave him an ability, kickflip. So it's the same, similar to the other characters which have a leap ability, but he leaps further because he moves further. He's faster, and because he's a move-based character and his dice are based on movement as well, he really has an opportunity to use those moves to boost the attack of the kickflip.
We've got some new heroes here as well with Slash and Old Hob. They've got a complete new set of abilities, both with their character card as well as their special ability cards, that really change the dynamic of the game. Mixing your heroes up will really give you the advantage per mission. Who you choose to play as will help lead to how you're going to manage to win that scenario.
Slash is definitely a melee-based character. He's got big, heavy hits, he's got a high attack stat, and he defends really, really well. While Hob, on the other hand, he's more of a mastermind. He can give orders and control other heroes. He's got really good range. He can sniper people. He's got a bazooka. He's got grenades. He's like the Punisher. He's going to take guys out. He's a real anti-hero, and he likes to boss the other guys around.
All right, guys, so we're going to show you guys a couple of turns in action so you guys can see how the new mechanics work and how the game's going to play. So, all right, guys, so how are we doing this?
Okay, first thing we do, we've chosen our heroes. They've all selected. Each hero and villain will come with initiative cards.
Okay.
We take the cards, we make a deck with it. They get shuffled.
Okay.
And then we'll place that to the side. Then we all select our abilities. We've already done that to speed things up.
Yep.
Then we roll action dice
Right.
to decide what actions we get.
Right.
So if we all do that. Okay, so if we've rolled a chi, it's also wild, so you can make that any action. Swords are melee, shuriken are ranged attack, skateboards are movement.
And we've got some dice here that we're just using as placeholders to match up with the shared dice from our allies. Every hero will share the ends of their dice, so either their most far left or most far right dice with the hero that's sitting adjacent to them in that direction. So if Donatello's got a shuriken, he's going to share that with Slash to give Slash that extra boost as of a range. For him, that's key because he has no ranged dice at all. So it gives him a chance to be able, pick up a rock and chuck it at somebody.
And
Great.
Just a note, we're using these extra dice as placeholders at the moment, just so it keeps it tidy. You can see your 5 actions at all times.
Yep.
When we do the game proper, there'll be tokens that will have a pool. You can, if somebody's given you a range, you can take a range token and place it next to there, just so you can have all of your actions in front of you. You don't miss a turn because you haven't looked at the player next to you, or if somebody's jumbled up their dice, it doesn't affect the game.
Awesome. I'm so glad you guys kept this mechanic. This is one of my favorite mechanics of the game. It just really sinks in that cooperative feel of the turtles working together, sharing their abilities, and doing all kinds of great things. So,
cool.
Love
so
it.
If we're using these the dice that we've got here, so Slash is going to share a melee and a defense. So with that one would go here. Mikey's going to get a movement over here from Hob. So that would make the 5. So Don is sharing a range at that end, and Mike will share a range also, and so on around the table.
And the dice mechanic is key to this game. The original designer for Shadows of the Past, Kevin Wilson, this is a mechanic that he created that it really gave the heroes that feel of a team. They're brothers. They work together. Even their allies. They're so close to their allies. Maybe not Hob. that they're family.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've all chosen our dice. We've allocated our side dice. Now the game begins.
Okay.
So we've got our initiative deck. We flip the first card, and it's Mikey. So this is a blind initiative. There's 2 ways you can play. If you're somebody that wants to plan out your turns, you could lay out all the initiative in order, and then you can, similar to the original game, you can work out what you're doing in advance and plan your turns out, or make it a bit more interesting, which is what we prefer, and make it a bit more like real life.
Yeah.
It's a blind initiative. Draw the top card off the pile, see what happens.
Awesome.
Make your turns work. So we've got Mikey here. This is actually a really good opportunity because I can use Mikey's new ability, Kickflip. So what he's got, it's 2 swords, and he can leap up to 4 spaces in a straight line. So we can move, we pay the 2 swords, we'll slide them up to show that we've activated them. Mike moves up 1, 2, 3, we'll move up 2. And then it's attack +1 die per extra skateboard. We're going to spend the extra skateboard.
Nice.
So we're going to roll 3 attack dice. And we're going to attack this guy right here. It's a purple dragon.
Right.
Now, when we attack a purple dragon, he automatically blocks 2. And he's got 2 health. So, if I roll 3 hits, he's going to lose 1 HP. If I roll 4 hits, he's out.
Okay.
Anything less, no go.
Nice.
There we go. That was a terrible roll.
3 shells.
Okay. Lucky I've got a focus.
Yep.
I'm going to spend 1 focus. We're going to give that a reroll. Roll the dice.
A little bit of pizza in there. There you go.
Okay.
So 3 hits in a shell, not bad.
So we take
So we
that
do
one
damage?
slice. Oh, Dan can do that. He's got a piece of poison pizza on him. All right. So we've spent 3 dice. We've still got 2 shuriken. Let's spend those, and we're going to attack. If I attack Hun, he automatically blocks for 4. So even if I rolled a double crit,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get past it. I could attack this dragon here. He's also in covered terrain, so he's going to get a +1 to defense.
Okay.
But it's probably my best bet. So we've got 2. Oh, actually, there is another option. Mikey has his nimble ability. He's got his extra movement.
All right.
I didn't think about that one. Let's move Mikey back here. He's in the... Hun could get him, but it might be worth it. I was going to go after this dragon again.
Nice.
So we're going to spend the 2 shuriken, plus his attack stat, which makes it 3. But there's one more thing. Old Hob has an ability. All friendly characters within 2 spaces roll 1 extra die when rolling dice. So we're going to go back up to 4.
Nice. And he just so happens to be within 2 spaces.
Here's Hob, here's Mike.
Awesome.
All right. Rolling. This time he's going down for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. We've got to focus.
So we got 2 hits and 2 shells.
We're going to keep the 2 hits.
Okay.
We need 1 more hit. I'll blow on the dice.
Come on,
Good luck.
Mikey. Come on, Mikey.
Oh, and we've got it.
There it is.
Apart from rolling the dice on the floor.
So we're up to 4 hits now. Totally.
He is out.
Enough to do it.
Yeah, we'll put him down here. And that's Mikey's turn. He's taken
Cool.
out the purple dragon. He's spent all 5 of his action dice. And then it'd be the next initiative card gets drawn. And it's Hun, of course.
Yeah, naturally.
That makes sense.
You
Now-
got his attention.
When villains attack, there's minion characters and there's leader characters. Minions get 2 actions per activation. A leader gets 3.
Okay.
The breakdown is always you can either move and attack or attack and attack.
Okay.
So essentially, we don't want villains running across the entire map because you're going to get bottlenecks and it's going to make the game fall over pretty quick. It's going to finish really fast.
Yeah, it's just going to grind.
Yeah. Also, if a villain does not have line of sight to you or to a hero, they won't activate.
So a good example of that with the new tokens that we have added here, with the fire tokens, they are both harmful terrain as well as obscuring terrain.
Okay.
If Old Hob was stuck behind the obscuring terrain, he would lose his
Line of sight
visual
on
on Mikey.
Okay.
So he might hear what's going on, but he's confused. He's not sure what it is yet.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, Hun's attacking. Now, because he's already adjacent to me, he's going to hit me 3 times.
Oh, man.
Because he's the leader, he gets 3 activations. He can only ever move
Nice.
once. But
This could be painful. This could be very painful for poor Mikey.
it is. So he's going to have 3 attacks. He also hits 3 every time. So Mike has a defend of 3. I've got 1 extra defense. So that's 4. But our good friend Old Hob roll 1 extra dice when rolling dice.
Nice.
So we're up to 5 dice now.
All right.
Alright, so I've got to do this 3 times. So ordinarily in a 4 versus 1, it would be Hun would have to roll to attack and focus if he wanted, and then Mike would roll and focus and go back and forth. So the auto calculation is eliminating that.
That's nice. Yeah, definitely streamlining it a lot. That's really great.
Okay, so Mike's got 2.
So we got 2 shields. So we stopped 1 or 2 damage.
Yeah, so
gonna
Mike
take
will take
1.
1 hit. And I've
Second
also got no
attack.
focus either, so I wasted it all on that 1 dragon. So
3 successful blocks. Good. And last. Oh, 2 more hits.
Okay.
3's not too bad though.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Going against Sun, that's okay.
Yeah.
Hun's also a leader as well. He's a big boy, so you can expect to take 3 hits off him. I think that's a pretty fair.
That's pretty reasonable, yeah.
All right. Next, we've got Old Hob. Now, I just happen to be standing in front of Old Hob too. So, Old Hob, he's got a movement, and he's got a a heck ton of range, so he's got a few options. What I would do, I'm not going to really worry about this movement so much, but I will like to use his rifle ability. Now, we've been playtesting this card a lot over the weekend. We may need to nerf it a little bit because it is pretty... At the moment, I think it's +2 attack, and it should maybe move down to 1 attack, but we'll play it as it is at the moment.
Sure.
Okay, so Old Hob spends 1 shuriken. He can make an attack +2, +1 die per extra shuriken spent, and it doesn't deteriorate after 5 spaces.
Oh.
So this is a sniper shot.
Nice.
So I'll let you guess who I'm going to sniper. I've got to get past 4 hits, 4 block on Hun, so I'm going after Hun.
All right.
So starting off, I spend 1, so automatically Old Hob's attack is 1 +2. So it gets me up to 3 dice. Then I'm going to boost it with 2, 3, 4 more dice.
Whoa.
So that's going to give me a total of 7 dice.
Oh man, this is going to be nasty.
The big thing with arcade mode is that some of these characters, they have really big defense. Because the big bosses, they need to feel like you have to invest a lot into an attack. It doesn't really make thematic sense to do a bunch of small attacks when they would just deflect off to the side.
Exactly.
Imagine hitting Tokka in the second movie with Don with his bow and he just vibrates. Because it doesn't make sense.
You got to go all in.
You got to investing more into an attack. It chews up your turn, but it makes your turn count.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing here.
Very nice. Oh, so we got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits.
That is amazing.
That is an awesome roll.
Might be more than ever.
That's the best roll of the weekend, I think. So automatically, Hun blocks 4 of those hits, so they go put to the side. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits.
Wow.
That doesn't normally happen.
Very nice.
We got it on camera though.
Yes.
He had 16 health, so that was
1 hit. We took him down to 10.
Took him down to 10. So normally you find that Hun would lose maybe 2 hits, 1 to 2, maybe per attack. And if you invest a lot into an attack, maybe 3 or 4. But that's a really, really good attack.
Yeah, definitely. That was amazing. Nice roll.
Now I don't think Hob really wants to move. He's in a good spot because he's already boosting the other characters around him. I think we're just gonna let that move. Actually, oh no, I've already used an ability. I had a thought that I was going to use a different one, but I can't use 2 per round. Gotcha. So we'll exhaust that and next card.
All right. Slash.
Slash boy.
All right.
All right.
So with Slash, let's see here. We got a couple of options. Now his movement is 2, and I don't have any additional movement, so I don't have a whole lot of movement to work with. So I could get up to here, get it next to him, right?
You'll actually not be able to make a movement without having something
Actually
shared
have to have a
from
dice.
you.
Gotcha.
Correct. So at the moment,
Make a small ranged attack.
you can make a small ranged attack.
Or maybe for the sake of the camera, maybe there was a movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can always re-roll, or if there was a chi involved,
We can spin a focus.
Let's say, and we'll make it fair here. Let's take his biggest heavy attack, and we'll get rid of that, and we'll add a movement.
All right.
Here, just so we can see what he can do here.
Cool. So I'll use that, and I'll move up here, get next to Mikey, and I'll try to hit that guy there. So I got 2 there, plus his attack of 3. So 5 dice?
Correct.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Ooh, that's a great hit.
Nice. So 5 successful hits, and he's got 2 defense. So
He actually has 3.
He has
because
3
he's in cover
defense.
terrain.
Oh, okay.
So that was
But
a
you had-
perfect roll.
nice. All right. And that's pretty much. Well, I have a ranged attack. Try after that guy. So
He is also in covered terrain.
Okay, so he's gonna get a bonus defense.
He'll have a bonus defense, so you're having to go against 3 here.
Okay. Just 2, so not enough.
So in this situation, you could roll for the focus, but it might be worth saving as well.
Yeah, so
That's the beautiful thing is that's a choice you can make. Is it worth it for a minion? Should I save that for going after a big boss? You can strategize throughout the game.
Yeah.
And a really big point with Slash is he may have really big attack and he may have really good defense, but he only does move 2 and his focus is only 1.
Gotcha.
So he doesn't really get a chance to reroll much. You got to make those hits count.
The only time he has a chance to have more focus is if he's at full health.
Okay.
So when he's at full health at his best, he gains an additional focus. But all it takes is one hit to bring him down back to 1.
And that's a real thematic thing.
Yeah.
With reading the IDW comics, if Slash when he's calm and he's coherent, he's collected. He's got more focus. As soon as he takes a hit or something doesn't feel right,
Rage.
yeah, he's not as focused as what he is. And that is obviously Slash at this point of the story. We're talking Cityfall Slash. We're not talking Slash later down the line. We're talking about during this arc of the story.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'll hold on to it then. I'm pretty happy with knocking down that 1 minion already, so I think I'll hold on to my focus and finish my turn.
Okay, here we go.
Donnie, all right. So let's see. We've got Donnie sitting back here. We have a lot of options for him. He's got some great range right now. He is just far enough away from any of the villains that he would take a negative bonus towards his hit on his range.
Okay.
So because he doesn't have a movement, we're gonna see what we could possibly do as well. We're gonna really not be able to make any melee attacks here, so we're gonna go with our range, but we're gonna add them together to really go after somebody in the meantime. I'm going to go after Hun, see if I can. I'm not going to be able to do much from where I am. I'm going to lose a little bit of hits just because of the range, but I have enough dice that I can boost it just enough to maybe get a hit or 2 in.
Nice.
So he has a base attack of 1.
Okay.
He's got a boost from Old Hob. He also has 3 more dice. That would bring me up to 5, to 5 here, but I'm going to lose 1 because of the range increase from being 3 spaces away.
Gotcha.
So that gives me 4 dice. That's a good amount to make an attack.
Okay.
Not a
3
very
blocks.
good attack, though.
1 success.
So Donnie, he's loaded with focus. I think it's worth risking losing 1 of my focus for that. He also has a special ability that allows him to regain focus at the end of a round.
Nice.
So he's collected enough. He's not too stressed. I'm gonna leave the 1 hit that I got and re-roll 3.
Okay. Got 3 more successes.
Unfortunately, that is just not enough. That is the 4 automatic blocks that Hun has. So they're sticking into him, but he's completely unfazed. He just brushes them off like nothing ever happened. That is all I can actually do for Donnie this round, so it's a quick thing. You might not be able to spend all of your actions depending on how things play out, especially with the blind initiative. You don't know how things are going to be. You have to act on the fly. Sometimes you're not in the best scenario, but you have to rely on your allies to take over for you.
Great.
Now, just before we do that, I would, for the game, for this test, I think we should move these dragons up here as well. So they're going to have the next initiative only because they're the last card in the deck for this instance.
Sure.
But what that also means is maybe Donnie might want to he might have something else up his sleeve if this is the case.
That is true. So with Donnie, going back into what we know Donatello best as, whether it's in the cartoons, the comics, or the arcades especially, Donnie's known for having range. He does machines, and he's the guy that can stand back and hit people from far away. We have a new ability for him, 10-foot pole +1. There's a little bit of a D&D reference in there, thrown in just for some humor, perfect for the nerd that Donatello is. While this card is active, Donatello's melee range is increased by 1. Melee attacks can't be made through adjacent enemies. So from where he is now, he's got perfect range on 3 different purple dragons. So I'm going to play this, and I'm going to make a double melee attack. That'll be 3 dice plus the 1 coming from Hob. Cool. And I'm going to go after the one just directly below me. That's 3 hits. I'm going to spend an additional focus just to re-roll the 1, just to see if I can take him out. And I do.
Nice.
So we've got 1 more purple dragon off the board. that'll be the end of Donatello, and we've got one last initiative. So I wonder who that's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's the dragons.
All right, let's see what they got.
Okay, so now, similar to Hun, but they only get 2 actions per activation.
Okay.
The other big difference is when in the original 4 versus 1, it would be only a select number of minions would activate.
Yeah.
In this one, they all activate. So every minion of that type on the board will get 2 actions for this activation.
All right.
So whether it be 2 attacks or a move and attack.
Okay.
So if we'll start here and we'll work our way around.
Okay.
This purple dragon here is going to move adjacent to Hun because he's the closest. So then he's going to attack Hun for 1 hit.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, he's going to attack Slash for 1 hit.
Okay.
So Slash, should we roll some dice?
I got 3 defense. And
But
got
you're
1.
also next to Hob, so
Okay,
you're going to
so
roll
I got
1
4,
extra.
and then I get 1
more
for that. So I got 5.
You got this.
Oh yeah, 4 successful shells.
That's exactly that Tucker reference I was talking about. Okay, so let's come down here. The closest hero for this dragon is Hob. He's moving into slow terrain, but it's enough. So he's going to attack Hob also for the same amount for 1, and it's auto-calculated. Now, Hob he doesn't get his own boost, he only boosts other characters.
Okay.
He's got 3 defend.
And the purple dragons actually have a very unique ability. The purple dragons they're a young gang that's been around the streets of New York for quite a while. They've got a good amount of numbers, so they have a gang up mentality. If 2 purple dragons are adjacent to each other, they gain +1 to their hit. If 2 or more purple dragons are adjacent to a hero, that hero loses 1 defense.
Okay.
Keeping them away from each other is key.
I was wondering if the little guys were going to be able to dogpile.
Exactly.
So what I should have done, I got excited with my dice rolling, was I should have moved them or done their first action first. So
Okay.
This one would move here. This one would move here. He's adjacent to Hob and Don. And this one would move here. And for argument's sake, let's move these ones. We'll just remember we've got to activate these ones. 1, 2, closest to Mike. And this one over here may have a choice. 1, 2. No,
Yeah.
Don is definitely still the closest, so he will move here.
All right.
All right.
So you complete each one's first action before moving on to the second
Yes.
action. Okay.
Correct. All right. So it's all determined on targeting. So this dragon here is definitely targeting Hob, but this dragon here, he may target either Old Hob or Don. Either way, for dragons, their attacks are resolved individually.
Okay.
So Hob needs to defend. He gets a minus defense for having 2 dragons next to him.
Okay.
And also because those 2 dragons are adjacent, they're going to get that attack boost. So they're not hitting me for 1, they're hitting me for 2.
Oh.
So defend 3, +1,
Okay.
-1 for the dragons. I'm rolling 3.
Nice. Oh.
3 hits is not a good
No
result.
successes.
So I'm going to spend a focus.
Okay. No luck still. 3 more hits. Taking 2
2 hits.
damage. Oh, yes.
So the next dragon across, he targets the least health. So I think after that it might be Hob. So I have 11. Donnie has.
He's full at 11 as well.
Looks like Hob's under attack again.
Hob only having 9. Because of those 2 hits, he's going to be lower.
Now also, this ability doesn't stack. It's
Okay.
only happens once. So
Gotcha.
let's go Hob. That's
Stopped
enough.
1. There it is.
Yeah, 1. So I take 1 hit. I'll take the 1. I think that's all right.
He's a tough alley cat. He can take it.
So the same instance again. This dragon chooses between Don and Hob. He's choosing Hob.
Yep. Stopped 1.
1 defense. Well, one hit. And looks like Donnie's going to have to defend on the other side.
Correct. So we've got just the 1. He's not adjacent to anybody now. But Donatello still loses the 1 defense because he does have 2.
Okay.
Because this dragon is off on his own, he doesn't gain that boost to his attack. So I'm just defending against 1. I've got a base defense of 4. I've got the +1 because I'm next to Hob.
Okay.
And I've got another one from my shell icon on my dice. So I have a total of 6 dice that I'll be rolling for defense. I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. And I just barely
stopped one.
back. So sometimes Donatello is not so awake in this situation. So, but he does block it, so he's okay. Next one up we've got Mikey. He's got one coming at him as well. That doesn't have any bonuses, and he doesn't have any negative effects to his defense. So Mikey is going to be rolling against just one hit.
Okay. Mikey's defense is 3, 4.
Mikey's got the defense.
He's
Nice
got
job.
this. Cool. And
Slash we already completed.
So all the dragons have had their both activations.
Okay.
So that card's discarded, and then that would be the end of the round.
Yep.
We focus on all the final things at the end of the round, special abilities, spawning minions that have been taken away. Donatello is the only hero that's out right now that has an ability that affects. He gains 1 focus back at the end of each round, or has the chance to share one of his with another hero. Everybody else is doing pretty good except Mikey. So I think, even though I'm a little low, I want to make sure my brother Mikey's going to be doing okay. So I'm going to give one over to him.
Yeah, Mikey appreciates it. He's not always that focused.
As for spawning for the villains, you always are going to take your spawning pool, whatever's left. We've got 4 villains here. They're calling in reinforcements. You'll take whatever you have left, divided by 2, round it up. So if I had 5, I'd be spawning 3. In this situation with only 4, just 2. They're going to spawn at the closest spawning point to where the heroes are located at. Okay. It keeps the action going nicely, and they're sneaking, around the alleyways. They're coming in from the subway.
Nice.
They know where they are now. As of right now, with Slash only 3 spaces away, he's going to be the closest. From here, we've got an equal distance. It'll be equal distance from at this location to Slash or this location to Mikey. We're going to space it out just so they're coming from all different directions.
Gotcha.
So obviously we pick up the initiative cards. That deck gets reshuffled, placed to the side again, and we roll our action dice. Start the next round.
Great. So that'll give you guys a really good idea of some of the mechanics that are in the game and some of the new things that you guys that are familiar with Turtles. I can wait to expect on that. So really fun, really enjoying those changes, guys. It really streamlines everything. I'm really excited about this one, so I cannot wait to check this one out more. And when are we thinking Kickstarter? Do you guys have an idea on date yet? Or?
So with still receiving our first rounds and production materials and still working on key mechanics of the game, we'll actually be coming closer towards the holidays. It'll be December, January timeframe. Final date will be released at a later time.
Sure, yeah, and I'll keep you guys updated on that as that information comes out then. So thank you so much, guys, for showing us this. This is something that's really exciting, so I can't wait to dive into this a little bit more. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.